It's fine. We all look beautiful, and this region is looking oh so pretty as well. Look at that map. Look at the drops. It's game 1 of Europe overall on the second day. So the 7th game out of the 12 for these players today. But these are the grand finals. These guys are battling for the $120,000 grand prize. So we'll see exactly who is at that top spot right now. It's Janice right now. Frenzy Farm Agency slightly getting a little bit quieter, but Clay, anything can happen, and we're tuning in with the top man himself. It's about to get really sticky in steamy stacks.
It is indeed, and Tayssir also in that top 10, right? He was there, so both of them dropping in similar areas, able to pull out a really good performance. What is concerning as we hop on board here with our current leaders' perspective, he does not have any shields. He's setting up an ambush. You see this right-handed peek here from him. He is waiting. He knows that there's a lot of players around. You see 5 people landing here at Simi. He has to make a play.
Does he, though? Because I've seen people, especially we talk about Janice's playstyle, it's very passive, right? He's just very consistent. He lets the game revolve and move past him, and then he plays around those shadows. He just fills the cracks. So I think he'll be fine in Steamy as long as he keeps a low profile. A place that you can't do that, though, is the Yacht. We talked about Savage, the way he tries to rise above leaderboards and hold his positions. It's always direct. Right now, in Yacht, you can't really avoid the fight. It always comes down to an absolute brawl, and he's moving forward. A henchman, Aqua, in front of him, has C4s, can just explode right off on all these builds and instantly end the fight. It's Red Rush who gets taken out.
That was so good, catching him by surprise, turning that fight immediately into his favor. Now going to be able just to loot the rest of the Yacht in peace, something that Savage has struggled with. He got eliminated off spawn a couple different times in the games yesterday, so we'll see if he's going to be able to make it out. If he does, we're going to be scared as we move over to Sebi with a nice shotgun shot onto the player down below. He's putting that pressure down very, very quickly. 52 effective HP. He's trying to get in the box because he's got no material. Shot's going to come through. That's going to be wide, and he gets the other one, but no! He misses. Vortex gets the elimination.
Yeah, Vortex picks him up, and we talked about the momentum Sebi has and uses and needs. Getting tripped up in game 1. Now he's going to have to wait for that next game to start. You know, just thinking about what he did wrong in that moment in the past 6 games all overall yesterday. Game 8 going to be so important. Game 2 of today, just for Sebi and everyone else who's been taken out. 6 people so far. Clement also got another elimination, but it's Tayssir we see here, Clay, moving on the edge of the map, the edge of the world, looking for any type of elimination points. 100 points total overall so far.
And he's looking to try to get a little bit aggressive, and this is something that, you know, his play style or not, he's got that potential to get both of these eliminations very, very quickly. You see, trying to surprise Kura. Shot's going to come through. Kura not even able to react as Tayssir going to come from behind and get the elimination, and now he's immediately on to the next player.
He's looking for the next drop down on height. It's one of the most powerful positions when it comes to fights. The higher you are, the more likely chance you have of landing headshots, the more control you have as well on your enemy and where he moves. So Tayssir's position right now is going to be prime, and he can easily just find whatever he wants to do and follow through with it. Right now, choosing to drop down slightly, maybe break into this house, go for those easy shots. When you're on height, you have that element of surprise.
To a T. Hardfind knows that he's somewhere nearby. Now on the same level, he's going to put that pressure down. Hardfind is running out of math, so he has to make the play. He is in the offensive seat. Even though he's playing defense right now, it's in his mind. I've got to make a play. I've got to make the shot. I have to go aggressive. Shots coming through. Wall going to be taken. He's going aggressive, and that's something that Tayssir did not expect. He expected him to be on the back foot. Is the mini show going to be popped there? He is continuing to pressure Tayssir, and this is Tayssir on the back foot. This is what Hardfind wanted. This is exactly the fight that Hardfind needed to find, and the reason being is he just doesn't have that ability to get in now all of a sudden.
Yeah, and right now we see Tayssir actually. He's pushing forward and actually backing off. Time and time again, he's just manipulating the way Hardfind wants to push that fight. Hardfind has no mats. He's at full speed. If Tayssir just pumps the brakes slightly, he'll chill out. He'll be able to just control Hardfind once again. Remember, this man, very good near that top 20, top 10 spot as well. He wants to make sure he holds that lead for as long as possible and wants to make sure he controls every single fight. The height advantage, the overall pressure advantage in a fight. Tayssir's the king of that, as we see so far in Game 1 of Europe.
Very, very good play by him as we swap over to Mini, who is sitting near that bottom side of the zone. Is going to get some tags towards the agency, but nothing really consequential and monumental here. So he's going to find a player rotating along. His old builds, his shot's going to go through. He's going to get Droben in the bush, finding him out there. What an elimination. And now he's got the harpoon to get those mats very quickly, very easily. Doesn't have to risk getting shots taken onto him, but he does end up losing some HP. But effectively, he's in a really good spot. He gets those 4 points, and this is what he needs. This could be the catalyst that sets him rolling.
Let me see exactly what he does next right now. 1x2 box. A lot of the times when people play defense in Fortnite towards that mid and early game, they decide to just base up and go for shots time and time again. You'll see the difference overall in these different types of game styles from early to late game. In the early game, we saw Savage, we saw Tayssir going into big fights that span out and start to get very heated and intense. Right now, we might just see a little bit more of that happening, but people start to bunker down, start to plan a bit more. They just want to know what to do next. They don't want to get a little bit too ahead of themselves.
Benny doing just that, hating players nearby, shots coming through, good tags from him. Again, nothing monumental, nothing that he can work on as we see him a lot. not looking good. He really has to manage those shots perfectly. Fanta, though, could get aggressive. He sees an edit right here that he could hop into. This could be Fanta getting an elimination that he wants. And you see he is going to make the moves. SMG going in, shots. Going to
Now, we turn into Moki, who's actually moving all the way around the map. Her POV is not going to be the same from everyone else's. 18 points, she's going to have to actually move very fast compared to the competition and climb this tall mountain in front of her to get towards everyone else on the leaderboard.
And number one just got taken out. Janice is out of this game. That is so big for the standings. Moki getting in a box, shots coming through. She is getting the fight in her favor. Lunif does go down, but number one is out. Right now, Shia, Wolfies could take the lead.
Wolfies could possibly take that lead, and I believe Janice has been holding it for this entire time, mentally at least, while he slept and woke up. We could already just see a big change here in Game 1. Moki as well, these people at the bottom now. If there is someone that hogs up placement, gets eliminations towards that end game, if he's not there anymore, the people at the bottom of the leaderboard can rise to the top. Benji, fan favorite, everyone wants him in first place. They want him to succeed. Not only low right now on HP, but overall placements on the leaderboard as well. Just 50 points. He needs to ride up or just, climb all the way up to the top. Top 10 right now is around 90 points, so needs a good game out of this entire scenario that he has in Game 1. He needs 40 points at least to have a say of where he's supposed to be. He's going to be doing it with beams, usually staying back after this, just playing for that storm surge. The damage overall, but it's a huge rocket that travels across the map and takes out Verox.
The mastermind of his own destiny there, Benji, making the rocket work, didn't even shoot it, did nothing, just kind of let it go, and that's what Benji needed. He was so low HP, so low on materials, and now back into this game at the drop of a hat. As we're swapping over here to Glory, we see he does have that mythic AR in his inventory. He is coming up towards Norwood, so we'll see if it involves anything there. Maestro goes down, 68 players, so Storm Surge won't be a factor here, but it may be a factor coming into these next zones. We'll see how Glory does with it. He's got 0 eliminations, and from where he's coming from, I don't know if he's got a lot of tags, but he's setting up one right now.
Setting up one, but he's getting set up at the same time by someone else. You called it, Clay. The Meowskull's Pew Pew rifle from the mythic, not POI, but the mythic big agent who's on the map, gets picked up and used by Glory. Easy availability for eliminations at mid-range, and he picks them right up.
He's not going to be able to pick up the match, though, as you saw someone already going to Loot Goblin. And as we swap over, we've got a big piece of the puzzle right here. Tayssir and Savage are right nearby each other. Savage, dead center zone. He is not playing around today. He went middle, and he's saying, you know what, I've got a launch pad. I'll rotate where I need to. I'm going to look. I'm going to get tags because he's got 400 plus AR ammo in his inventory. He's going to be able to pick up players like Steelix there.
That was insane. We're seeing these players all the way from range, Savage and Benji, just bringing out all the tricks from their books, trying to get these eliminations that we don't usually see them getting. Mongrel as well in the feed, picking up a few. Thomas HD picks up 7 Tor 8. He's down now, and Tayson is the man right beside Savage, watching this man operate from a 1x1 metal brick base. Tayson right now has a little bit more defense, but both these guys might just be setting up themselves in positions to take over height and fight for it in an endgame. Speaking of height, though, Clay, who's on our screen right now?
You've got Aqua, and you let it in perfectly. The segue was beautiful. This man is a master of high ground. We saw it yesterday with the grappler and the Mythic Skies AR. Just so good. With 2 ARs right now, 3 floppers, he's in a good spot. Zone's actually going to pull a little bit towards him. Aqua is setting himself up for another good game. He could start to ramp up and get past that lead because, reminder, our leader going into this game is no longer here.
That's going to be huge for him, everyone else in the game. But off this position, you're right. This could be Aqua's game totally. We could call it right now. That being said, though, you cannot forget people moving in, the items they have. Savage's insane rainbow loadout, so many high-class weapons available for him to use. At the same time, Taysir's positioning just being used once again for his third elimination overall. Does not have the prettiest of loadouts, but he's making it work, has the shields, he can play out this end game. He's at maximum mats right now. He has everything he needs to just take control. But look at who's available in front of him right now. Wakey, Slicks, Milan, Lecce. It'll be difficult. And Alex moving through low ground as well.
And getting tagged up there, this is really not good for Andalex. As you see more damage being taken, down to 11 builds here. He does have time to pop the shields, and the reprieve is going to come in the form of that metal base, but he is not in zone. He needs to find an impact frag right now, and there's someone running by. Shots could come through. The edit goes through, and he does take down Noah Riley. A surprise elimination is exactly what he needed.
And that might just be enough for him to get into the top 10. When he started this game, he was 12th place overall coming into day 2. Now close to that 90-point threshold that I mentioned before, he has a possibility to break in for that star #1 page, but it'll be difficult to break through to the zone. Just look at it, the minimap on the bottom right of your screen. Everyone on that white safe line is going to be just attracted, magnetized to the edge. No one wants to waste more mats and move. And it's true, you shouldn't, because every time you make a new box, every time you try to make a move, the top players are watching you. Savage is there. Aqua setting up height. It's literally impossible to even budge or have a type of personality or say on the server.
It is, as we see Cash 3 going down there to N-Star. No Storm Surge this zone. Probably going to have it moving. If zone moves to the north, we're going to see a lot of launch pads, a lot of big names going to go down, because it's a really hard rotation to make, and it is going to go to the north. Shot's going to come through momentarily, though.
And if Andalex doesn't have a launch pad here, Clay, to actually move around, is this competition over? What are some of the things he can do to try to get to zone, try to make sure his game lasts a slight bit?
What he's doing right there, trying to force that player to drop down or either move up and use a launch pad. Forcing a player to use that launch pad is so critical. As you see someone kind of flying on through there, the zone. We'll see, I believe that was Savage, that arrow there. We'll more likely making it on in. We'll see if Andalex is going to be able to do the same thing. Forcing that player to rotate early even, just on foot, is going to be so crucial here for him, but he has to do it perfectly.
And that's just 2 players that you're mentioning. This type of relationship will go down amongst so many people on the server. As we saw from that big overhead view, there's just about 5 people in zone right now, and everyone else has to move in. Andalex is not holding anything back. RPGs being put down. He wants to, if he can, get as many eliminations as possible. If he can't find a way to move, but he finds a launch pad, he pops it up. He's going up in the air now. The one thing you don't want to get beamed, the one thing you don't want to do is get beamed up in the air. You want to find a good base as well to drop down and post up with. He does. Andalex is safe for the next portion of this game.
And who's not safe is Wolfies and CRR. They both go down. 1, 2, and 3 are out of this game right now. The lead is up for grabs. Aqua, I still believe in this game. This is turning out right there in the middle of your screen. You see Aqua, you see Mitro. A lot of big names that were near the top of the leaderboard. Mitro, not so much, but still able to go anyone's way. Aqua could run with this.
Yep, and top 10 Hinyachi's right at the bottom as well. Mitro, though, will be on height. We're talking about how good Aqua is. Now when we see Mitro and his loadout, Sky's Loot, the Grappler, that mythic AR, it hurts so hard, and you're able to just stay on top and move around as well with the assistance of that Grappler. Mitro is over so many floppers. This man has been saving this loadout, saving this entire moment for the end game, which we're going to be traveling to in just a second. As soon as you see these zones move, that's the hardest portion of the competition for so many of these players. Even if it is Aqua on mid-ground, when you're up against the top players at the top, like Mitro Clay, it's impossible, especially when he has this loot.
Not yet impossible, because reminder, in the game that Aqua won, he build-fought Mitro for high ground, took it from him in the moving zone, and Mitro went down. He got slayed out by Aqua. But this is looking much better here for Mitro, as he's going to get an elimination there onto Kylie, flying through the air, swatted on down. Mitro looking to get another elimination. Shots continuing to go through here for him. He does have to pause or to reload, but Mitro setting himself up for success using the grappler very, very effectively.
Yep, now it's all about the ebb and flow, making sure both you take control of the new builds you're building, the new height that Mitro is establishing, and also making sure you use the grappler in tangent with that AR. A balance right now is what Mitro has to hold, and he has the reign on the whole server with it. Maybe slightly too high. He's going to be way far away from getting that big damage down onto some eliminations, but if he has the position, we talked about it early game, how important height is. He can have control. That's another one picked up onto Mage. He gets silenced, taken out of game one so far, and he's looking back in zone. He's playing every single portion of the game. You might be seeing he's slowing down, but a launch pad's there to speed him right back up. Drops down with a Dragon Corn Unicorn glider, and then after that drops down a few more shots over to second height. That could be Aqua. We're not sure. Let's also popping off. It's a top 12 right now, Clay.
Top 12 indeed, and Mitro continuously losing the grappler so well. Savage is in here, vibes going down. Savage, Moki in this game, taking out Savage, slaying him there on his run. Lecce in this game as well.
And they're going now. It's a top 6 situation. Mitro controls it, but he's losing a lot right now. So many things are happening on the low ground.
Low ground is where it's at. That is the chaos that is going to ensue. As it's going up this mountain, you see Andalus going down. Mitro taking down Lecce. This could be the run that Mitro needed to get back into the game. Shots coming through. Bit of battle for high ground. Mitro going to maintain his height. 3 players in this game remaining, and we're not even into ace zone. Mitro, though, looking really good. It's Aqua. Aqua and Rezon. Aqua could run away with the lead if he's able to make something happen. Mitro, though, misplaying just a little bit, dropping down. Aqua getting the shots in. This is reminiscence of yesterday. Aqua going for the high ground is going to take it from him. And now we talked about it. We mentioned it. Aqua on the high ground knows how to win the games, and this should be his to close out.
And Mitro has the grappler, though. He has the floppers in Storm. We saw it before. We predicted it as well. Rezon, good defensive player, will stay down low. Does not have those options. Only has his builds. Has to utilize, has the Cert Tarps, but it's all wood. Mitro makes his move. Aqua hears it, tries to stop. Now everything is just a complete 50-50 between these 3 players. Mitro taking a big hit. He might be out for the count here. It's a final 1v1 between Rezon and Aqua. And it's Aqua, the height king, possibly the king of Europe right now after game 1, all the way up top with the victory royale.
Aqua coming back and winning that. I think 165 points was exactly what Janice has, so we may be tied on first right now.